Strap yourself in,
because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
You are watching and listening to Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV on YouTube and your favourite podcasts.
England! England!
Looking back through the years, we can't hold back the tears and the fears. We gotta be what we can be, 'cause we can write a new history, yeah. So we on Kane, Sterling, we believe we wear the lion's heart on our sleeves. We are England through and through. Come on, England, we love you.
Till I Die TV, your first choice for everything Leicester City. Tune in and join in now.
And now, here's your host.
Right, Chris. All right. How the devil are we? Hang on a second. I am here. Oh, it's been a long month. It has. Excuse me. How the devil are you all? Welcome along. I'm still probably a little bit hungover from last night. What a night! It's come home. It is home. Unfortunately, we were out, weren't we, men? So the wife had to take it in. But at least it didn't get left with the neighbour. That's the good thing. Well done to the Lionesses. Absolutely great. I see the Germans are whinging already. No, it should have been a handball. Should have been a penalty. We got duped again. Look, you lost. Accept it. You know, you're good at losing. You did in a couple of wars, didn't you? Here we go. Hashtag Brendan in, Southgate out. Ant, you are a troublemaker, sir. Anyway, welcome along. This is Leicester Till I Die. If you would be so kind, we ask one thing of you, and that is if you can do what it says at the bottom here, and that is subscribe to the channel if you haven't already on YouTube. It is Leicester Till I Die. Smash the likes on the video. It does help with the algorithms. And set the notification bell only if you never want to miss any of the shows that we do. We're all over. As you can see at the top, we are all over social media. In fact, if I can find the right video, this is where you can find us.
watch us on YouTube,
Listen on your favourite podcast platform
or ask your smart speaker
to play the podcast Leicester Till I Die.
Subscribe, like, follow, and join in now.
Yep. Well, anyway, you're welcome along, Ant. Evening. How the devil are you, Facebook user? Not sure who you are. You don't have to sign into StreamYard. You can click the link. It costs nothing. There's nothing to download. But if you prefer not to, just stick your name on the end, because then I can just give you a shout out. No more than that. Just nice to know who we're talking to. Terry, good evening, sir. How are you? As it says there, please do read the general conduct requirements, then enjoy. Just stick to those. It just means everybody else can enjoy it and enjoy the channel, the chat, the banter, and laugh at me, basically, for getting everything wrong. Anyway, the Euros are over. Hope you enjoyed them. It was absolutely... Well, I'm bought into it, and you could say, well, okay, I'm jumping on the bandwagon, blah, blah, blah. But you need something like that sometimes to get the interest up. We are going to be doing, on Wednesday at 7, I'll be joined by Maisie from Devils United TV to do a review of the Women's Euros. I will then also be... hopefully Louise might be joining us as well if she's got over her bout of COVID. So best wishes to Louise there. And then regularly from, I think it's the 12th of September, the Monday following that 10th, 11th of September weekend, we got review shows on Monday night. And at 9 o'clock, we're going to be doing, again with those two ladies, a review of the WSL over the weekend. I'm actually going to be the token male, if you like. I've turned it around. I've got a box, and I've got to have a male on, so I'll just have one male. Tick the box there. That is me. I am the Subaka in reverse. Facebook user, again, I don't know who you are. Are you on about the home strip or the third strip? Because I love them both anyway. So if you remember, do you remember? We've gone through the last 8 weeks. We've gone through all the groups. I was jointly hosted with Doug, who should have been with us tonight. Hopefully he's going to pop in. I think he's overrun. But over those 8 weeks, we looked at each of the groups, went through them in detail. So we're not going to be doing that tonight, because I say you can look back and it's a different group each week. They've all got their own shows. But what I'm going to be doing tonight is at the end of each of his shows, he actually predicted where he thought how the groups would end. And then on the last show, which was last week, he predicted all the way to the final. Now, I didn't agree with a couple of his choices, obviously. He's Scottish. What did he know? What did he know about international football? I don't tell him that if he comes in. I'm going to do my own. So I'm going to predict where I think who's going to get out the groups, who's going to meet each other, blah, blah, blah. So it is interesting. It is interesting. Richard, good evening, sir. How are you? Welcome along. Mr. Bubbles, I guess I call you. You're a West Ham fan. You didn't know Michael Jackson, did you? No, just asking. You know how he liked Bubbles. Moving on. Scott, good evening. Welcome along. We are well. Hope you are too. Right. So basically, we're going to get into looking at the groups, and we're going to take it from the group stage all the way through to the final. Now, I've got to be honest with you. I'm up against Louise. I'm going to try and better her, because when she did the Euros, she actually got the semi-final spot on. When she did the women's Euros, unfortunately, she did say France would beat Germany, but then we would beat France in the final. So she was almost there. She got the winner right at the end of the day. Will I predict England to go all the way? That is the question. Right. Well, let's have a look, shall we? We will be just sort of reviewing what my mouse is playing up, so please forgive me. We will be reviewing the groups as well. So just bear with me while we're reviewing what Douglas said. So let me just get this up on the other screen, then I can multitask. So here we go. So now then, Group A. This is going to be interesting because you've got Qatar, obviously, who are the holders. You've also got Netherlands, who we know are going to be strong. Whether we think they could go all the way. To my mind, they are the Leicester of the FA Cup. The fact that they've never actually won it. Some say they should have won it in Argentina in '78, was it? When Argentina won it on home soil. That is obviously open to conjecture and FIFA's records. And then in the middle, you got Ecuador and you have got Senegal. So we're looking here. Let's just have a look at where they are in the FIFA rankings, all of them, because I'm sure they're not. Well, I'm sure there's going to be a big gap if we are honest. I still don't know how England. Terry, I'll interrupt to put this up. Are North Macedonia in it? He says no, but then neither are Italy. Oh. What happened to Italy? I mean, I know they beat us in the Euros, but yeah, see, that's what happens when you pull players down and you have to cheat. You don't get to the final in the World Cup. You don't even get into the World Cup. Right, you've put me off. Let me just get back and get these things up. Women, here we go. Right, so England are fifth. I don't get that. England men are higher than the England women in the FIFA rankings. Do we think that's going to last? No, I don't either. So Netherlands are 8th. So they are 8th in FIFA rankings. And if we go down a bit further, so only shown with the top 10. So Netherlands are 8. Let's have a look. Senegal are actually 18th. Wow. Senegal are 18th. So well done to them. I think we're going to go a bit further down for Ecuador. And I mean, I won't even bother looking for Qatar. Ecuador are 44. And Qatar are just off the scale. I think everybody's agreed here. Well, the 49th. All right. I mean, how they got to 49th? But Ecuador are 49. Sorry, Qatar are 49th. Just 5 behind Ecuador. So it wouldn't surprise me. You're going to probably not agree with what I'm going to say here, but it wouldn't surprise me if Qatar don't somehow manage to sneak through, because FIFA want global football. They want to take football to parts of the world that it's not very big in and expand it. And I get that. I totally and utterly get that. That's why I went to South Africa, etc. I mean, if it does that, why does it keep going back to the same countries? But I suppose these other countries have got to actually want to host it. But it's funny that South Korea got all the way, was it to the semi-finals or quarterfinals when they hosted it jointly with Japan? Now, I'm not saying that FIFA are dodgy at all. No, young people. Never let that be said that is the case. But yeah, well, yeah, you know what I'm getting at. So let us have a look then at this group. Well, you've got actually Holland who qualified from the group. I'm just having a look how they qualified here. And it doesn't really tell me. Let's have a look on this side here. There's some interesting stats, but Holland obviously got through. Now, I think without any doubt, for me, if it is all done fairly, and hello, David, how are you? Welcome along, sir. I hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. If you are, if it's played fairly, if it's not played by FIFA rules and it's played fairly, I think Qatar are going to come bottom. And for me, I'm sorry, but yeah, it's going to be Netherlands group. I can't see. I mean, everybody's saying about the weather. And obviously we get that. It's going to be hotter there than it is in most countries in July. That said, when you look at the heating that the women have just been playing in this country, there were some hot games, shall we say. Now, the problem with this as well is whoever comes 1 and 2 in this group plays 1 and 2 from our group. So this could be interesting. Yeah, Terry, naughty, but very probably true. A new Nice goalkeeper in the French squad. But you see, I look at this and I'm thinking, we are supposed to be playing in air-conditioned stadiums, are we not? So if we're playing in air-conditioned stadiums, it shouldn't really make any difference how hot it is outside. So, it kind of negates that. I mean, training obviously is outdoor. There's some pictures of the training fields going up on the internet. But I think, and let me know what you guys would put. I know that Scott's always said it there, and we'll come back to that at the end, Scott, and go through it. But I'm just looking. Netherlands came top of their group, played 10 and got 23 points. The interesting thing there is that Turkey came second with 21 points. And of course, they had a horrendous Euros last time out, if you remember, because we had Soyuncu come back to Leicester and carried on the awful form. But Turkey came second with 21, and Norway came third. And then after that, you got Montenegro on 12, and then Latvia and Gibraltar, who basically, as always, are just making the numbers up. So for me, the Netherlands, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. Now, Ecuador and Senegal. This is where it gets a bit interesting because I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling to split these two because, like I say, Qatar are going to come bottom for me. And yes, we know, Kyle. We do know. We do know. Let's just have a look. Qualification process. So let's have a look. They've lost Africa. That's really helpful, Wikipedia. Let us. Yeah, Terry, I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying about that. Kyle, yeah, we'll. It's an old joke. We'll cut that out, please. Yeah, I do get what you're saying, Terry. But like I say, it's air conditioned. There'll be plenty of drinks breaks. There'll be at least 1.5, and I guess there could actually be more than that. I haven't, but we'll talk about it at the end of the show, possibly, David, because this is a World Cup show. 25 teams. UEFA. No, it's not bringing me up. It's not bringing me up that at all. So, where are we going to go? Who do you think, Senegal or Ecuador? Now, Senegal, like I say, are 18th. Ecuador are 44th. So they should. Kyle. It's your last warning, mate. I'm looking for Senegal. So they qualified from the CAF. They beat Egypt on penalties. First leg was 1-0. Second leg was 0-1. So it went to penalties and they sneaked through 3-1. Now, that was a bit tight. But Ecuador, let's have a look how they did. Ecuador win. You have to check what all these. There's so many different bloody groups with FIFA now. We've got CONACAF. We've got CONMEBOL. What the hell is CONMEBOL stand for? It obviously is something. But let's have a look at CONMEBOL. And Ecuador finished 4th. So they finished behind Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay. I'll tell you, David, when I've just said not to, don't want to, don't get it, because he's only going to explain it now. And if he does explain it, then Scott will get rid of him. It's as simple as that. They came in as 4th, Ecuador. Played 18, 26 points. They were just above Peru, who then obviously had to go in and go on to the playoffs to qualify. But I think it's going to be Senegal. What do you guys think? I'm going to put Senegal through because I think they just will. So I did agree here with Doug because he put those two through, but in a slightly different order to me. And I think, I don't think we're going to be that long off seeing an African team win it. I really don't. But what do you think? So let's have a look what... thanks for dealing with that, by the way, Scott and Terry, both of you. Thank you very much. Let's have a look. What did you say, Scott? You went... Oh, you've gone Ecuador top. Scott, wow. Ecuador topped, Senegal second, Netherlands third, Qatar fourth. Wow. How that now? Obviously, it is opinions. Football is all about opinions, and as you know, I kind of struggled with Ecuador or Senegal first or second. Yeah. I'm surprised you've got them top, though. I'm surprised you've got them top. But, at the end of the day, there's always a surprise. There's always a surprise in the World Cup, and it might be Ecuador's turn. So, Group B. Now, this is the group, obviously, that we're only bothered about. The main group. Who is going to go through here? I think you probably know what's going to be coming, guys. England, when it came to qualifying, 10 games played, 26 points. Above Poland. Scott, this is Scott's Macedonia, is it? This is your Macedonia with Ecuador. We'll remind you of that, Scott. We'll remind you of that. So England were top of their group. Group I, a group that included Andorra and San Marino. Why? You know what my thoughts are on this. I just think stick everybody in a pot. Whoever comes out, that's the groups they go in. It gives teams like a North Macedonia, like an Andorra, something, a chance to go through if they get a weaker group. And if England get drawn against Italy, fine. We can't, of course, dismiss Hungary, because of course. We all know what they can do to an England men's team. But they only finished fourth, and Albania actually were third with 18 points. Wow. Albania getting through to the World Cup final. Who would have thought? David said Qatar will make it out of Group A. With this FIFA running it, quite possibly. Like I said, they are the home team, and it wouldn't surprise me to see them somehow get through. Not saying that FIFA were corrupt, not saying that they picked the referees for a particular reason, but there we go. Wales, of course. Now, Wales had to go through the playoffs, and they beat Ukraine, who'd had a very good Euros and a previous World Cup, if you remember. They're no mugs, Ukraine, but obviously at the moment they are going through, obviously, a really, really, really hard time. So, of course, they were always going to struggle. But they beat Scotland. And I'll say this before Doug comes in. Are we sorry? I'm not. I'm sorry. I know. Say it before Doug comes in. I don't like Scotland as a football team. They don't like us. So why should we like them? Really? But they beat Scotland. Ukraine got a 2-1 win over Austria. And, of course, they met Ukraine in the final. Now, yes, they got through. And, yes, none of their fans will give a flying hoof how they got through. They won't care if it went in off the goalkeeper's arse when he farted. They got through. They were lucky. They were lucky, in my opinion. I watched that game. I did a watch along, I think, for it. And Ukraine, if either team had gone, if Ukraine had gone through instead of Wales, you'd have said fair enough. But, it was a good free kick, but it was an own goal. It was all very lucky. Wales, you're lucky twats. That's all I'm going to say to you. And you got through. Now, then we've got the US of A. Scott, says the US of A is his North Macedonia in this competition. I kind of know what you're saying. We do seem to always get the Americans, don't we? But the American women are a hell of a lot better than the American men. But, you know, we've got to remember that all these, you know, teams are developing. Who would have thought we'd have been talking so highly about African teams 5 or 10 years ago? We wouldn't have been, you know. So, I don't. The USA only came. I think it was third when they qualified. Let's have a look. Yep, they came third. Canada actually topped that group. It must have been on goal difference or on wins against other teams because Mexico were second. Both of them had 28 points. And then the USA were third on 25. Costa Rica were fourth on 25. And then you also had Panama, Jamaica, El Salvador, and Honduras in that group as well. But, so, you know, it's very tight. You know, you're talking 3 points, which is probably one game on one. It is obviously one game between Canada, Mexico, and the US of A. So it is tight. I say these teams are growing, getting better. You know, as they just look at the African teams. I remember Doug saying that he thought that Iran, that the USA would be concentrating on the next World Cup when they're hosting it with Mexico and Canada. Third time for Mexico. Yeah, that's really spreading the word of football, isn't it, FIFA? I don't know. But then you got Iran. Now, this is going to be interesting when the USA take on Iran because, let's be honest, they don't like each other. And I can remember many years ago, not long after the Troubles, they played each other in a World Cup. And it was very interesting. I think it was one of the most boring games ever. But Iran, again, now, you know, they topped the group. And when I'm saying they topped the group, we do have to take into account that Iran were in the same group as South Korea, the UAE, Iraq, Syria, Lebanon. So, you know, we say they topped the group. It wasn't like they topped the group with, you know, Germany and Italy in it. But they topped the group. Now, who do I think is going to go through here? Well, first of all, you know I am a Southgate in fan. I mean, David says there in the chat, England can lose to anyone. Won't be surprised if they get grouped. We've been there before, haven't we? We have been there before. If England do not get out of this group, then Southgate has to be sacked. I'm sorry, it's a minimum requirement. You know, to me, not getting out of a World Cup group is like getting a team relegated. You're very lucky as the manager if you get a team relegated that you're not actually sacked at the end of it. So if Southgate doesn't get us out, he's got to go. Wales, like I say, they didn't impress me. And they say there's no such thing as a one-man team. But I think Wales is the closest you'll ever get to it. No Gareth Bale, no Wales win. That's how I see it. Mike's not in to sort of put me right on this. and I hope they do better because they may have a Leicester number one in their ranks by then. And then Iran. It isn't easy. It isn't easy to guess these. So, Doug, I'm giving you a bit of a understandable why it was difficult for you. I mean, England are fifth in the world. No, we're not. No, we're not. Where are we? That's the women. We are England. Yeah, we know we are. Sorry, I apologize. We are fifth in the world. Let's just go down here. USA are 14th. Wales are 19th. And Iran are 23rd. So it's actually quite a closer group than you might originally think. But as I say, you've got, when you take these into take these into account, that Iran have probably got there because they to 23rd in the world because they've been playing Iraq and the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait and teams like that. Yeah, USA, that we say 14th, above Wales, who are 19th. I just think, like I say, with Wales, the big risk is, like I say, if Gareth Bale gets injured, I think they will struggle. David says here, my grandson is annoyed that he'll miss that Iran game because of school. Is he an Iran fan? Terry said the update of not getting out of the group, Southgate goes out and Madison gets in. I'm kind of mixed on this because if Madison, and I want Madison to do well while he's at Leicester, if he's still at Leicester, then of course, who knows, he might be playing in black and white stripes. But if we get Madison in, great for him, obviously, and it'll be really tough for him. But that's going to risk him getting injured. That's going to mean he's going to be knackered if he comes back from the World Cup. So if he doesn't get picked, and he's still at Leicester, we've got him fit. So if he goes to Newcastle, Southgate, pick him. If he stays at Leicester, have a think about it. Right, on this one, where am I going to go? Let us have a look. I'm going to go England top because that is the minimum requirement I expect of my team, right? I don't care if they come second and we scrape through. With this group, England, and let's look, whatever we say about Southgate, in the last 3 competitions, we came 4th in Moscow, we came 3rd in the Nations League, we beat Switzerland, was it on penalties, and we came 2nd in the Euros. Now, I'm not saying that obviously we'll then go on and win this, but what it means is that we should be improving. Now, yes, we look at these games and go, like against Hungary and what have you, and say, well, they beat us, etc., etc. But it's like a pre-season game. We lost to Notts County. Don't read too much into it. The Nations League is the glorified friendlies, but they're giving us a trophy. And with the Nations League, of course, you've also got to remember that we are playing teams that are around us. Now, when Sven was manager, I remember we played Australia in a warm-up game and a friendly, and we had 2 teams out. We had the first 11 in the first half and another 11 in the second half. What do you learn from 45 minutes? Somebody could have a bit of a runny nose and not feel very well. It's weird. So the thing with the Nations League is we are playing decent teams, but it's, as I say, remember they are just friendlies. Now, I think, who do I go for second? Who are second? I'm pausing for dramatic effect here, like on X Factor. I'm going to go USA. I am going to go USA, guys. I'm sorry, Wales. I think you will come third and Iran fourth. Simply because you have one, like I say, world-class player, and who would you replace him with that's going to be anywhere near him? You know, you rely on set pieces. You know, last time England played Wales in a competition, I think Bale scored a free kick. If it's not set pieces, you know, and at the end of the day, they may not be that lucky that it hits a defender and goes in this time. So I'm going to go for, I'm sorry, I would love to have said that Wales get through. Love it. I would have loved it. Excuse me, my mouse is going funny. But yeah, I would. I just think, yeah, I'm going to go for America. I think they are improving World Cup on World Cup. They keep getting through to them. That's the thing, Wales. You know, America. You know, this isn't their first rodeo. You know, I mean, Wales haven't been there since 1958. They are more used to the World Cup formats than Wales are, and I don't look, Kevin. Do you think, Kevin? Do you think that England will beat Wales?
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
I agree, Kevin. I agree. I love it. I would love it as well. I think USA get through the group purely because of like I say, of Wales. I just don't. I do like Wales, and I'm not saying they're going out because they're Wales and we're England, etc., etc., etc. But they're awful. All right, let's move on. Group C: Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Poland. I mean, this is simple. This is very simple. One of the simpler groups. For me, Argentina are going to be going through as first. Saudi Arabia will be last. Will it be Mexico? Will it be Poland? You would think with the weather it should be Mexico. But that said, we are playing, like I've said before, in air-conditioned stadium. Poland, they are perennial underachievers in the World Cup. They've got Lewandowski, but it's probably going to be his last one. This is Messi's also last chance to do something World Cup-wise. And Mexico I'm going for because Mexico always seem to get through to the last 16. Doug put them through when he got them beating England. Don't know what he was drinking that night. Poland will be third, Saudi Arabia fourth. Group D, this one's a little bit easier as well. It's got to be France for me. Denmark, let's be honest, Denmark are back. They've got Eriksson back. They're 10th in the world. France are fourth. I mean, how did Tunisia get here? Let's have a look. They topped the group, but again in that group, they had Equatorial Guinea, Zambia, and Mauritania. I don't know whether Tunisia are going to set the world alight, I'm afraid. Australia, again, they struggle to get to these groups. And again, FIFA are doing their best. They are doing their utmost to get Austria through. They shift them from one set of qualifying areas to another set of qualifying areas that they're not actually in. So I don't know how they do that, but they're 39th in the world, Australia. Tunisia are 30th in the world. And let's be honest, when it came, they got through by the playoffs. Did Australia? Let's have a look how they did it. Qualifying. Let's have a look. I say Tunisia got through by beating Mali 1-0 over 2 legs. That was exciting, wasn't it? And then, sorry, Mali. That's a dog. That's a dog in the film, isn't it? And then Australia, like I say, God knows where they came from, but they played Peru, and they got through on penalties again. So I'm going to go for France top, Denmark second, Tunisia third, and Australia fourth. Just out of interest, Doug went for, on this one, he went for Denmark top, France second. He's got the old holder's curse there. Tunisia third and Australia fourth. So, yeah, we kind of agree. And on Group C, he went for Argentina and Mexico, Poland and Saudi Arabia. So we did actually all agree on that one. Denmark, France, Aussies, and Tunisia. Group D, France, Denmark, Tunisia, Australia. He's here, turning up late like Scotland normally do for the World Cup. And if he's anything like Scotland, he'll probably be going home in 5 minutes. Douglas, how the devil are you, sir?
Oh, I'm good. I'm sorry about that, Chris. Not usual that my streams overran, but that one did. My apologies. But I hope you're well, and I hope you've been managing to make your predictions as usual.
Oh, I have, and it's lovely to see you. It's been so long.
I know. I was just thinking that. Was it like Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But no, I hope we've had a good Monday. Anyway,
to be honest with you, I have been in celebration mood.
I can imagine.
Yes, I don't know if it's me or I'm getting old or whatever, but I was actually watching. They did the celebration in Trafalgar Square, and they're interviewing them, and I was welling up. Actually, yeah. Myself welling up. I'm thinking, wow. And I've watched the highlights over and over again, and it's like, it's still unbelievable. They came home, the men were out working, so the women took it in. But I said, at least it didn't go to the neighbours, Scotland, as we were out. But let me, my mouth is playing up, so forgive me, but let me talk you through what I've done so far. So we're pretty much not far off it, but in Group 1, I've got the same two as going through as you, but I have got Netherlands top and Senegal second.
Yeah, I think we were on the same wavelength, but yeah, I think me having Senegal is quite interesting, but we'll wait and see. Of course.
Yeah. Group B, England top. And I've got USA second.
Okay.
Wales third, and Iran fourth. Now, in this group, England are ranked fifth by FIFA, USA 14th, Wales 19th, and Iran 23rd.
Right.
Now, as I said, this isn't actually America's first rodeo, to use a pun. They've been to quite a few of the last World Cups. This is Wales' first one in 58 games, and 58 tour. Since 58. Sorry, get there in a minute. And I just think, are Wales? And I've said, you can never say any team is a one-man team, but I think Wales is as close as that saying comes, because I think if Wales play and for any reason, what's he called? I've forgotten his name now.
Gareth Bale.
That's it. I only said it 10 minutes ago. Gareth Bale is injured, or he doesn't, he's not on form. do they perform as a team? No, I don't think they do, to be honest with you. I think they were very lucky to be where they were. And the fact that they got through, I think, you look at the fact that they beat Ukraine, who had beaten Scotland, but they got a free kick. I mean, when Wales played us in the Euros, whenever it was a Gareth Bale free kick. So if they don't get a free kick or Gareth Bale's injured, what are they going to do? And that free kick wasn't even a good free kick. It happened to go in off a defender. So
Yarmolenko, I seem to remember.
Yes, yeah. So or Legolenko in that particular instance, but sorry. First one of the night, and it's only when you came in. I had to do that. And I wasn't impressed with Wales. I'm pleased that they've got through. I just I can't see them going any further. USA, you made the point, they are gearing up to host it next time. They don't want to be, seen as going into that having failed completely in this tournament. The Americans are like. And I think America will get through more because Wales will bottle it rather than America particularly being good. Or, like I say, Gareth Bale gets injured in the first 5 minutes and that's the end of his World Cup. So
yeah, that's true. You've got that. You've got that sort of risk with Wales, haven't you? I totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. I think Gareth Bale is pivotal to what Wales can do, because they haven't really got an out-and-out goal scorer. I know Kiefer. I know they obviously had Kiefer Moore like the last Euros, and I know he scored a couple of goals, but he's been in and out of the Bournemouth side. Is he likely to get more game time at Bournemouth this season? I'm not so sure.
Yes, yeah, and that's the thing as well. The level of play. Then if somebody in that first 11 is injured, what are they replacing them with? And that's no disrespect to them, but you've got to say they are being replaced with mostly lower league players. But it's a good job Mike's not in here. He'd be killing me right now. England, though, I've put England top. And I know they've struggled recently in the Nations League, but like I said, it was a kind of they are glorified friendlies at the end of the day. Hungary were in our group; they didn't get through for the World Cup. They well and truly stuffed us, but it is at the end of the day glorified friendlies. To me, they're like a pre-season.
Yeah,
and let's not read too much in. When we get to the competition, love him or hate him, Southgate has got us 4th, 3rd, and 2nd in consecutive competitions. Now, I'm not saying that means he's going to get us first this time, but if he does not get us out of that group at all, he goes.
Yeah,
that had got It's like Burnley. If they got, if they hadn't sacked Sean Dyche, but when they go down, you do, and that's kind of, I say to me, if you don't, like Roy Hodgson in Brazil, he didn't get us out, they sacked him. And that should be the minimum requirement for an England manager. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
If he gets England in second, I'd have to have a look at it and say, what were the circumstances, but we'll have to say, I've missed. I've missed the lovely Kate coming in. I do apologise, Kate. Good evening. How are you?
Hello, Kate.
Because I was on my other screen doing sort of picking the teams, I didn't see you kept come in, and then the chat went up. Welcome along. I know Dan's doing FIFA at the moment, so does Burnley win on FIFA? Is he able to do that? Don't tell him I said that. Don't tell him I said that, please.
Yeah, Kate. Kate, can I just say, send my best to Dan. Saw his video earlier, and I'm just hoping he's okay. And I absolutely despise people self-promoting on other YouTube channels. I think it's disgusting. I think it's ridiculous. And yeah, just send my best to Dan and hope he's okay. And obviously, if he needs anything, he knows where I am.
We had a father-son talk earlier. No, I totally know where he's coming from. I'm not going to say anything more because that's for Dan to say. But yeah, he knows. I think he's got most content providers behind him. All I'll say is I don't think he'll be playing as Motherwell on FIFA tonight. Elijah, read into that what you want. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Elijah.
David's got to go off to work, so good luck. Thanks for popping in, David.
Hi, David.
I hope your son does. Maybe your son can develop a cough when you're on a plane and you can get to see them. And Rennie's in. Good evening, Rennie. How are you? Yeah, and Elijah, I don't know if I've seen you before or not. If I haven't, welcome along. Give us a subscribe.
I think he's the Ghanaian fan.
He's what, sorry?
I think he's the Ghanaian fan from the other stream. Aye.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, if you're the Ghanaian fan, welcome back. Welcome back. So I then went on to my group C and D. Now, group C, I've got to be honest with you, mate. Totally agree with you. No difference there. Oh, excuse me. This is very gassy, this Pepsi, I tell you. Argentina going to walk it. I mean, you know, just give them a bye to the next round. It's Messi's last tournament. He's got to have something to prove. The weather's going to suit them. It's them. And as we said on when we did our streams, Mexico, they always get through the groups and then never go any further.
Yeah.
Unless they're beating England in your mind, of course. And then Poland, I know it's Lewandowski's last, World Cup, but it's just because Mexico always get through, I've got to go with them. You know what I mean? And Saudi Arabia in fourth. So we were completely in agreement on that one.
Yeah.
Group D, I think I agree with you as to who's going through, just in a different order.
Just in a different order, yeah.
Yeah. France, for me, I know what you're saying about the curse of the holders, etc., but to me, they just got that little bit too much. I think this is their last chance before they're because they've obviously had the golden generation, haven't they? And they've won quite a bit in recent tournaments. This is probably going to be their last hurrah, I think, before it then changes. Denmark, yeah, Ericsson is going to be back, and I'm sure, as somebody said earlier, they might have the new Nice goalkeeper between the sticks playing for them. And I just think Tunisia are going to have too much for Australia. I don't like Australia, to be honest with you. I think the fact that they've had to shift them into another governing area so that they can get through easier.
Not fair.
No. But then again, whatever is fair from FIFA, let's be honest.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah. Rennie says, do you think England will win the World Cup? Well, stick and watch, Rennie, and you will see. You will see. Right. So, So, as I said, in agreement with the two, but just in a different order. Now, Group 3. Now, then, this is interesting. Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan. I think we know which two are going to go through here.
Yeah, it's in which order, though, isn't it?
It is. I mean, on current form, and like I said before, when you look at these FIFA rankings, and suddenly you see Iran are 24th in the world, but then you've got to take that with a pinch of salt because Iran are playing Iraq, United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, teams like that, So
yeah.
But I mean, Spain are 6th, Germany are, they're 11th in the world at the moment. They've not. Yeah,
they've had a big drop off actually, Germany. But I think they are coming back under Hansi Flick. I think they are, coming back. I think every football fan is pretty relieved to not see Joachim Löw in the German dugout.
I think it's like, I don't know if you ever watched Hello Hello.
I watched it vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, and they've got hair flick in there, and I can never, when I hear that I always think of the guy because he was like I think he was the Gestapo man. I think he was the Gestapo man, but I can't even think of it. Artim, welcome along. Please don't spam the chat. Don't know exactly what you're trying to say there, but welcome along. Feel free if you've got something, if you want a button to press the subscribe button. But yeah, I don't know what you're trying to do with that. I think you seriously are. If there's a mod in there, please have a word with him because he is spamming. But Germany did top the group. But then again, if you look at their group, then it's one second. There was nobody in that group. There was nobody.
Yeah.
Cheers, Bob. Thank you very much.
That's all right.
They got through a group that had North Macedonia in it, Romania, Armenia, Iceland, Liechtenstein. Iceland have had their moment of glory in the Euros. North Macedonia, they're obviously, thereabouts. Romania always used to get through to the tournaments. They'd kind of fallen off. So they didn't particularly have it hard coming through. Spain, let's have a look what Spain did. Because Spain topped their group with Sweden second, Greece third, Georgia, and then Kosovo. And that's a harder group, I think. For me, if Sweden had topped it and Spain had been second, I wouldn't have, been surprised. But
no,
for me on this one, and I think this is where again we are going to differ, but I'm going to go for Spain top. In fact, we did differ because you went Germany top.
I went Germany, yeah.
Yeah.
But at least we've got the two qualifying though. That's the thing.
Yeah. And then Japan. Yeah, I think Japan third, Costa Rica fourth, which is basically, Costa Rica came through the playoffs, as we know.
Yeah.
And Japan, they're always getting through, but it's a slow development for them. Somebody did say earlier again that he thought that Qatar would actually get through the group, when I thought that was a very big shout. A very big shout.
That's bold, but there's been bold and there's been very, very silly. I don't know which one that is, but that is quite bold.
I'm just seeing who it was here. David. It was David. David said Qatar will make it out. But then again, you've got to think, who would have said South Korea would have made it as far as they did in their finals?
Yeah, that's true.
This is a FIFA organised group, and as much as we like to think that some of these teams might be the next North Macedonia, I'm sorry, Qatar, I just can't see it. Then we come on to Group F. So we've got Canada, Morocco, and Croatia.
Yeah, I can see that this is one that's going to be very different, I think.
Well, I agree with you. I can't see Belgium not finishing top.
Yeah, I think that's a certainty.
I have to say that. Now, again, though, I think this is going to be the last hurrah. I think we might see Martinez move on after this.
I think he will move on after this. In my honest, it depends who sort of Belgium get. If they get Spain, if they get Germany, then I don't see them going through. If they get Spain, I don't see them going through. They're definitely last 16 for me.
Yes. Now there's where it gets interesting. You were saying that David was being bold, was saying Qatar was going to go through.
I know what's coming.
Yes, you went for Canada. Now, in your defence, mate, as I look on the best reference manual in the world, which is of course Wikipedia, that in the CONCACAF, is it? I don't know how you pronounce it.
CONCACAF.
CONCACAF. I mean, how many bloody different acronyms do they need? But the three that got through were Canada, Mexico, and United States in that order. So Canada actually came out on top.
Yeah.
Mexico and United States. Costa Rica were fourth, and then you had Panama, Jamaica, El Salvador, Honduras. All I will say is you wouldn't have got many very good odds for predicting which four went through after that. Costa Rica obviously to a playoff. And in fairness, Canada and Mexico got 28 points. USA and Costa Rica both got 25. So it was very tight. Now, you see, Croatia have obviously, were they sort of, did they come third in the last World Cup and second in the Euros? I can't remember which way around it was.
They came second in the World Cup. I think they came third in the Euros.
Yeah, that was it. They won the group quite comfortably. Well, I say quite comfortably, above the third place. They were first. Russia was second, but obviously, as we know, they're not partaking. And then you had Slovakia, Slovenia, Cyprus, and Malta. I'm sorry. Again, I would love to see a Canada or something like that go through. I really would. If only for Miss Molina if she's watching. But it's going to be Croatia for me. And I'm going to actually. Do I go for Morocco? I mean, it doesn't really matter, does it, whether I go for Morocco or Canada at the end of the day? But Morocco have been there a few times. I think this is Canada's first in many, many years.
Many years. I think it's their first since 1986.
Yeah. I'm going Morocco third and Canada fourth. So now then. Group
Do
G.
we agree on this one?
Well, let's have a look, because you had Brazil and Switzerland through first and second, Serbia and Cameroon third and fourth. I will agree with you. I would be daft if I didn't say Brazil were going to go through. I really would. I would have been drinking some of the funny stuff, I think. Now then, Serbia or Switzerland? I do know what you're saying about Switzerland, and when we did this, I think we said, I don't know if you were back for this one, but we did discuss it, and we said that Switzerland always, again, another one of those like Mexico, they always seem to get through.
I think I was back for that one. Yeah, I remember you saying. I remember both of us saying that. I think, and it just always gets to me how well they do when they're in the group, and they've had Brazil most of the times, and they've been in the World Cup as well. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's a toss of a coin between the Serbia and Switzerland.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, Serbia topped their group, which was Group A. They actually came out above Portugal. And in fairness, Switzerland came above Italy, and we know what happened to Italy.
Yeah.
Cameroon, we all remember Cameroon if you're of a certain age. We remember Roger Miller and his flagpole dance and all that. But they have seen better days, I think, Cameroon. And nothing against them, but in that group, I just think they are going to struggle.
I think so as well.
I don't think they're one of the powerhouses of Africa like they used to be. They were the first one to really break through, in all honesty. But I can't see them doing that. Do you know what? Serbia, Switzerland. It is a tight one, isn't it? And it could come down to who wins their particular game. And I know that's a bit of a Michael Owen quote there. It's taking the bleeding obvious. But
this group is tasty as a Swiss roll.
Yes, it is. But do I go? Serbia. I'm going to go Serbia.
Okay.
I just think Switzerland, it's like, come on, guys. How often are you going to be going through this?
Yeah.
And Serbia are getting stronger each year. I mean, they, neither of them won the group comfortably. Like I say, Serbia were only 3 points above Portugal and Switzerland were only 2 above Italy. But they still, and in Serbia's group, you had Republic of Ireland as well.
Yeah.
And Group C, Switzerland had Northern Ireland, Bulgaria, I suppose, used to be good. But no, I think for me, it's Switzerland. Yeah, you're like Switzerland. You are the Norwich of the World Cup.
Yeah.
To be honest, they get there, they get through, they get knocked out. That's the lie. Let somebody else go through and have a go. Do you know what I mean? Anthony's in. Good evening, Anthony. Ipis and Gug going Switzerland on this one. Well, so did Doug, but not me, I'm afraid. They're talking about the captain. So yeah, I've gone Serbia only because, like I say, I just sometimes get fed up with these groups and think, come on, guys, Group H. Now we did say this was a tidy group as well, wasn't it? Oops, hang on. Sorry, on that one I should have said sorry. Yeah, Switzerland third, Cameroon fourth. So we agree on 1 and 4 there.
Yeah.
Group H. This is a tasty one. It really is.
It is.
I think I have.
You'd probably assume it's between Uruguay and Portugal.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I agree totally on that. I'm just thinking with Portugal, they've obviously got Ronaldo. What we said with Messi, this is probably going to be his last hurrah.
Yeah.
They are probably, for me, the biggest country not to have won the World Cup ever.
Well, considering that obviously, like Uruguay have won it like twice. I mean, Luis Suarez will get a chunk out of this World Cup.
Oh. You're thinking, I'm going to get this in before Chris. I'm going to get this in before Chris says anything. I should have seen that coming. I'm not with it tonight. I should have seen it coming. We know, was it Norman Hunter that was nicknamed Bite Your Legs or something? I mean, completely different with Suarez, isn't it? But
yeah.
I just think with Portugal, if Ronaldo's, they've still got other good players. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're not like Wales where they've got Gareth Bale and who? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Portugal's got some pretty tasty players. Uruguay, always flatter to deceive. Yes, they have won it twice, but they hosted the first one, and there was only about 6 teams in it when they won it. And they won the second one, I think, when it was in Brazil, or the third one when it was in Brazil as well. So, they're not doing anything for a while. They're always the early team, aren't they? That said, they did finish third, but I think again, if we're honest, it's always going to be Brazil and Argentina get out of that South America group.
Oh yeah,
definitely. CONMEBOL.
Yeah,
you can get cream for that, can't you?
Hey.
I'll give myself one of those. And then Colombia is usually sort of up there, sort of thing. Chile. So yeah, I mean, they've done well to get through, but I've got to agree with you and go Portugal top.
Yeah,
I really have. Would we think that Uruguay are going to be second? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And
then this is where I think we differ, because I think you're going to pick Ghana third, Korea fourth.
See, Korea, they've qualified for more than I thought they had.
Well, we all remember how controversial the 2002 World Cup was.
Yes. Now I'm going to go Korea third.
You agree with me?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Actually, that is. I think there's only two groups I agree with you, but that one, they've got a point to prove.
Yeah.
Especially up against Uruguay in the same group.
Mm.
So I think that's going to be a very, very tasty game.
I mean, obviously Uruguay-Ghana is definitely the one that everybody will want to watch because of what happened in 2010.
Yes. Now, let's have a look. Terence says Portugal will be playing a combined Wolves and Arsenal team of players. So let's just quickly go through the groups then. So you had Senegal and Netherlands going through, as indeed do I, but in a different way. I had them the different way around. You had Senegal as top. You actually had England and Wales. I think that's probably a bit of the old Celtic brotherhood coming out there. But I like I say, I do think Wales are a one-man team, so I have gone for England, and I think the USA will just sneak it.
Yeah.
You went Argentina top, Mexico second, as indeed did I. You went Denmark top, France second. I agree with the two that are going out, but just agree with the two that are going through as well, but just in a different order. As indeed for Group E, you said Germany 1, Spain 2. Agree, but I've got it a different way round. We both agree Belgium should top this group. I've gone for Croatia with Canada bottom, and you must have been drunk that night because you said Canada were going to get through. Please tell me what you had that night. I really want some.
Probably some strong Greek beer or something.
It was. Brazil and Switzerland said you. Brazil and Serbia said I. Portugal and Uruguay. Well, that's the second group where we actually agreed totally. Now, here is where it gets exciting. Because Netherlands will take on the US of A. There can only be one winner in that, can't there? Really?
Surely. I mean, if Netherlands don't win that, then something's far wrong.
Yeah, sack your manager and what have you. Yeah, Netherlands definitely going through there. Now, Argentina, Denmark.
You'd probably assume Argentina, wouldn't you?
Well, you say that, but are Denmark, are they going to have something to prove here?
I think like whoever Argentina get in that group is a tricky game for them because Denmark have proven in the past that they can go on very, very far. Argentina, France would be amazing to watch. Argentina, Denmark would be amazing to watch. I think whoever Argentina get is the toss of a coin with this one. I would just shade it to Argentina, but it's tricky.
I just have a feeling after what happened, with Ericsson in the Euros and what have you, this will probably be his last one. They'll want to do as well as they can for him. I'm not making him older than he is. I'm sure this will probably be his last competitive one.
He's the same age as me. Christian Eriksen's 30. I was shocked to read that, actually.
Wow. I thought he was older.
Yeah, he's 30, which is quite
strange. 34. He might be on the peripheral next time. Argentina. And
it's Messi's. It's definitely Messi's last one.
It is definitely Messi's last one.
I think Eriksen has one more competition in him. I think.
Do you know what? I'm going to be controversially. I'm going to go Denmark.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just think that they'll want to do well because of what happened last time. They're going to say, well, had that not happened, who knows if you know. So it's going to be interesting. Terence says, and I'm sure you can do this, Doug, remind me what happened with Ghana versus Uruguay. Was it bad?
Yeah, it was when Luis Suarez denied Ghana a 92nd minute winner. He handballed on the line. Asamoah Gyan was about to score, headed it, and Luis Suarez basically went like that with the ball. So he punched it. Referee gave him a red card, and Asamoah Gyan missed the resulting penalty, unfortunately. And Uruguay went through on pens.
You see, you would never, if we'd just said at the start that, Suarez had cheated, you wouldn't have believed us. We had to explain it, Ant is back in. Good evening, and I joined, as you say, sack the manager. I agree, Brendan out. I will get back in your high chair. I was actually, I did say, though, in fairness, as much as I'm a Gareth Southgate fan, if he does not get us out of this group, he has to go. And Auntie says, don't forget, 1 or 2 underdogs might go far in this competition. Well, I think in fairness, if you looked at that one there, I think I've put the underdog through.
I think you have, yeah.
I think Holland will have too much, though, for America. But I don't know. And then, here we go. England, Senegal. Oh, France, Mexico. Wow. Oh, this is interesting. These are completely different to what we had. England have got to beat Senegal. They really, really have. I'm not saying that's an easy draw or anything like that, but if we get Netherlands, I'd have to say, you had us going through against the Netherlands, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
But I wouldn't be so sure. But Senegal, we should beat Senegal. We should have enough to beat Senegal. Now France, Mexico. Wow.
The last time France played Mexico at World Cup, Mexico beat them 2-0 in South Africa.
I'm just thinking, because you were saying, I'm sorry, dog. This is Ant. I wonder how Scotland will get on. Now, Ant, you are a school teacher. You should know better. So go to the back. Go and see the headmaster now. Stop whine, Pete. Go on. Go and see the headmaster now, and you will miss playtime. You just say Papa Mendy will run the midfield for Senegal. Yeah, but you made the comment, didn't you, with France that that holders quite often have a bit of a curse on them.
Yeah. I would fancy Mexico over France.
I am going to have to agree with you. I think I'm going to have to go. I fancy Mexico as well.
Yeah.
A couple of controversial ones there. And then Spain, Croatia, and Brazil.
Oh.
Why?
Right. The last time Spain and Croatia. The last time Spain and Croatia played each other was the 2018 World Cup. Spain won 5-3 after extra time.
Yes.
And I remember this game for all the wrong reasons because there was a very amazing own goal from Unai Simon where basically Gerard Piqué passes it straight to Unai Simon and he lets it go under his foot and it goes flying into the back of the net. And that game was just goals galore. So, again, that's the toss of a coin, that one as well.
Yeah. Anthony, I know you're a builder, mate, but I call you Anthony today because we've got Ant in. So I was referring to Ant as a teacher, not you, mate. You could be Deck, I suppose, couldn't you? This is going to be very interesting. It really is. I'm going to go for Spain. I just think Croatia, again, I think they've had the best years, and it's a squad on the way down. I'm going to go for Spain. Now, Brazil, Uruguay. Wow. Now, we're going to go through yours in a minute, but that's not a bad draw, is it, for the round of 16?
It's not a bad draw. You'd have to fancy Brazil. I think.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
you'd have to fancy Brazil.
And I just want to see. I don't want to see Suarez go very far. I'm not going to lie. I want to see him go out. Well, now here's a couple of not too bad games either. Belgium against Germany and Portugal against Serbia. Now then, on paper, you'd have to say the first one, Germany, I reckon, but
Yeah.
I just... They didn't look impressive when they played us in the... I think, was it 0-0 or 1-1 when they played England in the Nations League?
Yeah, it was 1-1, I think.
Yeah. I'm going to go for a surprise. I'm going to go Belgium.
Wow.
Germany's time will come, but I don't think it's going to be this World Cup.
That's fair. That is fair. I think they could easily do well at US, Mexico, and Canada. I could see them do well there.
Yeah. Terence says Anthony says he thinks Brazil will get to the final. Terence says, well, for me, the odds say it's time for a South American team to win the World Cup. Can't remember the last time a non-European team won it.
2002.
Oh, you think we've got the living embodiment of Wikipedia here.
Yeah, 2002 was the last time Brazil won it, and that was the last time a South American team won it.
No, you're quite right. And before I got a chance to bring up the slide that I was looking at, he was out there. It was Brazil in 2002. You are quite right. Portugal, Serbia. I'm going Portugal. I think Serbia will have done well to get to here, the round of 16. I do think it's time. Yeah, I can see Portugal just nicking this, or can I?
Well, that's a repeat of the group stage game from obviously the group that Serbia and Portugal were in with the Republic of Ireland, Azerbaijan, and Luxembourg. I'd have to fancy Portugal, but I think that one might go all the way, to be honest.
Like you say, Serbia came through that, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Let's just Serbia beat the Republic of Ireland. Portugal could only put one past Azerbaijan in the first game.
Mm-hmm.
They then drew 2-2, Serbia and Portugal, in the second game. Portugal 3, Luxembourg 1, Serbia beat Azerbaijan, again only by the odd goal. Let's have a look. When did they play each other again? Serbia, where's it gone? Serbia, Portugal was 2-2. And then when did they play each other again? Oh, right at the bottom. Serbia won it 2-1. In Portugal.
Yeah.
But it is the. I'm going to look. I want this to be a different World Cup. Serbia. Let's go Serbia.
Hey, there we go.
Just to be different. Well, your round of 16 games, you had Senegal meeting Wales.
Yep.
And Senegal went through. You had England meeting Holland.
Mm-hmm.
And even for a Scotsman, this surprised me. You got England going through.
Yeah.
Germany met Canada. I would have had to agree with you on that one. Germany going through. You had Spain beating Belgium.
Yep.
Argentina beating France.
Yep.
Mexico beating Denmark.
Yep.
And Brazil beating Uruguay, and Portugal beating Switzerland.
Yeah.
So I'd have to agree with who went through with yours. I'd have to probably say, yeah, I agree with most of those. I think the only one I'd be a bit worried about would be England, Holland, to be honest with you. But you had Brazil, Uruguay. You agreed with me. What was the other one that we both got the same one? What's the other one? No, USA. Argentina, England, Germany, France, Mexico, Germany, Belgium. No, I think that was the only one that we we agreed on. Right, so then we get the quarterfinals. Wow.
Oh,
Oof, woof, woof, whoa, what a Netherlands to play. This is what I like about tournament. This is how the FA Cup should be done. Get rid of that ball bag.
yeah.
I don't mean Alan Shearer or Gary Lineker. I mean, get rid of sorry. Get rid of the bag of balls and just that's how it used to be. You could plan how far you might go and where you might get knocked out. It's great. Netherlands, Denmark. Wow, this is.
Can Denmark bring home the bacon?
That was to say that Netherlands are in that group. That was I don't know. I'm gonna say cheesy joke, but I don't know. Netherlands aren't particularly well known for cheese, are they? Really? No.
I don't think so. No.
No. Switzerland aren't through, so I can't use it. But anyway, all I can say is to you on your bike. God, that was bad. Even I admit that was bad. This is interesting because Netherlands are 8th in the world, Denmark are 10th.
Oh.
Now.
I fancy Denmark actually. Do you know that?
Yeah. Do you know? No, I was thinking that.
Because Holland are the most unsuccessful team at the World Cup. I think they've been in the most finals and they've never won it. And I just feel that's going to continue.
Them and Portugal, isn't it? Two that never seem to sort of just win it. I mean, Denmark were top of their group, but they had, in fairness, Scotland, no disrespect, mate, sorry, Israel, Faroe Islands, Moldova. Austria was probably the one you would have thought would have probably given them the most trouble. The Netherlands had Turkey and only just sneaked through by 2 points. Norway, Montenegro, Latvia, and Gibraltar. I think I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to go Denmark.
Yeah.
Spain, Brazil. I think I've got to go Brazil.
It has to be Brazil.
I think I'm going to go Brazil. Now then.
Oh, hello.
This is very similar to what you had, young man. You had Mexico.
I had England, Mexico.
Mexico beating us.
I did, yeah.
I would be more worried, definitely, if we'd got Brazil or Spain, and even Belgium and the Netherlands. I've got to go England. I really have, because Mexico are perennial underachievers.
Yeah, they are.
For the same reason that we said about Portugal and Netherlands, I think Mexico, I'm not saying that England aren't perennial underachievers, but I think Gareth just seems to get it right in the competitions. You know. Anne says, I'm back from my time out on the naughty step with great news. Leicester have rejected Newcastle's second bid for Maddison. Wow. It's going to get silly, isn't it?
Was that 45 million or something?
I think we're going up to 50, I think, possibly.
Right.
That's what it's going to be like. Okay, we'll give you 50 going up to 55 then, you know. Fog off. Yeah. And then, Belgium, Serbia. For me, Belgium on this one. Would you agree?
Yeah, slightly. I was trying to think of like Belgium and their like golden generation just coming to an abrupt end. And Serbia are no pushovers, to be fair, but
No.
yeah, I'd have to say Belgium just, I think.
So we've got quarterfinals: Denmark, Brazil, England, and Belgium through. Now you had Senegal playing Argentina.
Yeah.
With Argentina going through. A great game you had, Germany against Brazil. That would have been a brilliant match.
Yeah.
You had Brazil getting revenge.
Yeah.
You had Mexico beating England for some reason. And then you had Spain beating Portugal, which again was the Iberian derby, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I've got Denmark beating Netherlands, Brazil beating Spain, England, Mexico beating Mexico, and Belgium beating Serbia. So how does that work out for the semi-finals?
Denmark, England. Oh.
Ow. Wow. God, I don't. Then again, when you can't control how they come out, it's a bit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Denmark.
I'm sorry, Denmark. Yeah, Brazil.
You have got that. Will be as far as you go. I really
I think
do.
so. Yeah.
I think Brazil will do you there.
So they'll obviously have the third, fourth place playoff, won't they?
They will. They will. Now this is a difficult one.
I just think Belgium are so overrated. Like, I have not been impressed with them at all. I honestly think they are one of the most overrated sides that I think I've ever seen. And Martinez isn't a very good manager either. So, as much as it pains me to say it, I think England could do Belgium.
Yeah, I'm just looking back to see how I got Belgium into the into this part. We got them in Group F. I got them being top, which you did as well, in fairness. Then we had them. Now I had them beating Germany.
Yeah.
Or can you imagine England, Germany?
Oh, England, Germany.
Germany final. Wow, that's going to happen. Maybe I should change it. I have a feeling that's going to happen. On this, I've got to go England.
50 million rising to 60 million. Apparently, they want 75. Wow.
So, the final. I'm sorry. I mean, sometimes your head has to rule your heart. Sometimes your heart rules your head. I think we'll come up short again.
Yeah,
I think we'll come up short again. And I think it's going to be Brazil.
Yeah.
There we go. Only 18% of players predicted that. Wow.
Belgium, because we have the waistcoated Ollie. And oh dear, man, that's funny.
50 rising to 60. Apparently, we want 75. Bit worried that they're getting a bit close on that. Yori warming the bench for Belgium. Yes, what I predicted: England, Brazil final. Ant. Hey, great minds, Anthony. Great minds. Yeah, Belgium, because we have the waistcoated Ollie. At the end of the day, he does seem to get it right in the tournaments, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
And that's nothing to be taken lightly. That if he can do that in the tournaments, then we look at Germany, right? I mean, I'm not saying that England are going to suddenly become the new Germany, but how often have they struggled to get through to a tournament? We beat them 5-1, and they had to go. And when we went and got the goal against Greece, Beckham's goal in the 94th minute, then that was a one-man team, that game. Then Germany went on and won it, but they had to qualify.
Yeah.
So it can it's tournament football, and there are so many unknowns there. Like you say, I mean, you know, it's Qatar. We know that it's not, you know, the training facilities are open, but the game should be air conditioned. They'll have plenty of water. I'm sure they could end up having 2 water breaks each half, to be honest with you. But I just think if there's going to be a surprise, they might even run round. You know, like on a cycle, when you go for a cycle, you've got the bit that you attach to the frame that holds your drink bottle.
Yeah.
Maybe all the players will run around with holsters on. A drink bottle they can bring out. Or, of course, they've got on either side of the pitch, again, like in the marathon, they've got little things of water, cups of water. And if you're on that side, you can go up and every time the game stops, you can go up and get a swig of water. But I think if we are going to see and I know I've gone for Brazil, obviously, to win it. And you went for Argentina to win it.
Yeah.
Because you had Argentina beating Brazil in the semis and Spain beating Mexico. A couple of very good semi-finals there. And then you had Argentina to predict to beat Spain. And funnily enough, 25% went for Argentina. Only 18% went for Brazil. I just think if we are, apart from that, we've gone for Argentina and Brazil. There is going to be a shock. I think this is the tournament to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, because it is so out there. The girls showed the correct attitude. They so did. They deserve everything they've got. You know, that thing. I mean, I just had a feeling somebody was going to drop that because they were doing the. They had a plinth with the trophy on. Now, that trophy looks like glass. I don't know what it actually is, but they were dancing around, and I thought that's going to break. Hey, give them a minute. Can you imagine? But no, they got everything they deserved. Like you say, a long wait, but and the women did it. But there we go. That's what happens. You see, you stay in the kitchen sink, you know, doing the washing up. You're always going to get the deliveries, aren't you? I'm joking, ladies. I am joking. You know that. But so it's going to be interesting. This then we'll see what happens.
Indeed, we will. Indeed, we will.
Indeed. Thank you very much, young man. As always.
Pleasure.
Give a shout out as to where. I mean, your YouTube link is below. I'm sure people do know where to find you. You said it on it so many times. I think it's a while since Friday till I see you again now.
Yes, Friday. Yeah, Friday is when you see me.
Days off. Way.
Hey.
Yeah, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on the Dugout Football channel on YouTube. Twitter handle is nrod_992. Instagram is Douglas.Horn and Facebook is Douglas James Horn.
Brilliant. And as always, it is I'm just reading Carl's message there. Always a pleasure to have you on, Doug.
I really enjoy these, so thank you very much. And we'll obviously see what happens at the World Cup.
Yeah. And can I just say, even though you were late, I expect to have a note off your mother before the end of the show. Don't say your dog ate your dinner or anything like that. She had to cook you another one. I want a proper excuse. Mate, thank you very much. Take care. All the best to Rebecca. And I will see you on Friday for the quiz.
Yes, see you on Friday. I look forward to it. Take care, mate. See you later.
Questions, I guess, haven't I, really?
Aye.
Take care. The World Cup quiz, but none of the questions will be this. That'll be too easy.
Aye, yeah, absolutely. Right, take care.
All the best. Take care. Thanks very much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
So thanks to Doug for joining us there. We almost were in sync, but you know what they say, when a lot of women get working together, maybe me and Doug have been together too often and we're getting in sync. We will be back tomorrow night at 7:00. I'm actually on a Newcastle site, so we'll be no doubt be talking Madison. And I can't see Madison going. I just. Hiya, Matty. How are you? I love Madison at the Toon. Yeah. And the problem we've got is if we let Madison go, then we've got to hold on. We've got to make sure we don't let Tielemans go. The worst thing we want to do is sell Madison and then Arsenal nip in and say, well, okay, here's 40 million for Tielemans. And we're fucked without the two of them. So I don't think Madison will go this summer. I really don't. And then it will depend what Tielemans does come January. Yeah, I agree with you, Ant. I would have Ward in number 1 for the Premier League and Iverson for the Cups, FA and Carabao. Guys, like I say, 7 o'clock tomorrow, I am on a Newcastle channel with Peter Davey. And I do apologise, I can't remember what his channel is. But look out for me on there. It'll be on Twitter. He'll be tagged me in it, so I'll be redoing it. And then 9 o'clock, it's back. The prediction show tomorrow. Myself, Brad, and hopefully Steve Leinix is going to be back with us. Different format. Can Steve not come last this time? We will see. We will see. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. If you haven't yet, Matty, I know you're new. Stick us a subscribe if you can. And anybody who is subscribed, please press those smash the likes. It just does help with the algorithms. Anthony, thank you for being in the chat. Ant, thank you for being in the chat. One of you's going to have to become Deck. Matty, thanks for popping in. Kyle, Terence, and David, who was in earlier, of course, and had to go, and Scott as well. Appreciate that. And if you're listening to this on catch up on the old podcast, thank you for lending me your ears. I'll be back, like I say, tomorrow night with the prediction show. Take care, stay safe. Remember what I always say, don't do anything I wouldn't enjoy. And well done, the Lionesses.
Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too or I'll be back.
Cool. I'm out of here. Ooh, that's a wrap.
Some people are on the pitch. They think it's all over.